All right, we are live. We are live. Good morning, good morning, good morning. Shout out to all the hardworking people. Shout out to all the doctors, the lawyer, the bus drivers, the stay home mom, the stay home dad. Shout out to everyone, man. Shout out to all the kids. Shout out to all the children. Motivate these kids in a positive way that they can grow up and understand life for what it is and not a fairy tale. Shout out to everyone, man. The bus driver, the truck driver, man, everybody out there who doing their thing. Shout out to all the gardeners. What's up? All right. So, so the topic is, what are you growing? What are you growing? And I know it's a question that, what do you mean, what are we growing? Yes, what are you growing? Because you're supposed to be planning what you're growing since last year, especially if you're a gardener for a couple of years now. For the new gardeners, I understand they're still thinking. They're wondering, what am I going to grow this year? What am I going to plant this year? All right, so what are you going to plant this year? Or even though you didn't decide as yet, we're going to help you decide today. Because we're going to give you some things that you can actually grow this year. I don't know. But 2 mornings now, I noticed it was pretty cold. It didn't get down to the freezing mark, but it was pretty cold. And I remember last year, what happened last year was we went through this frost right after the plants them start pushing out fruits. I lose all my plum basically last year, but my peach survived. And right now, what I'm noticing that the plum now start to push out their fruits. And I'm noticing the weather has get real cold in the morning. So I'm hoping that that frost ain't gonna hit them like last year and me losing all of them fruits. Because last year was a very challenging year for a lot of people who grew fruits. A lot of people didn't even get to harvest like peach and them kind of stuff last year. So I'm hoping we're not going to go through that this year, but nothing is promising at this moment. Anything can happen. Yes. Time, you can't, this time, these times, man, you can't be too sure these times. You cannot be too sure because anything is possible and anything could happen in times like these, man. So I'm just hoping that the weather don't change and cause me to lose my fruits them this year. Yes. So what's going on, guys? What's going on? Good morning, good morning, good morning. How you all doing today? All right. So the question of the day is, what are you growing today? Have you sit down and think about what you're growing? Have you make any decision of the things you'll be growing this year? Or you didn't plan as yet? Well, the good thing about making decision early, it give you the chance to pick out your seed and think about what you want to grow. Then you could germinate your seed for yourself. But if you don't do that, you're going to end up have to go and buy them starts because it's going to be too late to basically start setting seed. And I prefer setting my seed. I prefer setting my seed than starts, because some seed, once you set them the right time, they get the set your seed at least 6 weeks before your planting season, so they have the opportunity to grow and develop themselves within that 6 weeks. You see, 6, 7 weeks. Because if you wait too late, if you wait, like for instance, you can't wait till April to start setting pepper seed and you have a growing season, short growing season. You can't do that. I mean, certain things you can. Certain things you can. So what I'm saying is, it's best to be prepared ahead of time. Think about what you want to grow. Think about what you want to plant and try to grow the things you love. When we talk about herbs, growing herbs, you need to plant herbs early. Why I say plant herbs early? Because herbs prefer a colder weather. They strive better in a colder weather than the full heat. Like for instance, the spring, when the spring hit, if you herbs them in the ground, that's when they start pushing leaf. And the more you pick the leaf, the more they push new leaf. So herbs is something all this time you got to get ready for get them herbs in the ground. So when the spring come and hit them, they start rolling within the before the summer, before that heat. It's very important. Honestly, to me, it's very important for one to study what the planting a year ahead or months ahead, so you can be prepared. And the thing is, guys, if you have space, if you have space in your backyard or however you're doing it, there's a lot of herbs you could actually plant that comes back every year. Yes, like Greek oregano, these things come back. When you plant them, they come back blazing. They come back spreading like wildfire, just like mint. They spread like wildfire, just like mint. Even parsley. Parsley also come back wonderful and spread. I have some big heap of parsley from last year. I planted them last year around this time last year. They produce all year, and right now they're full. The plant is actually full. So think about herbs that can come back, guys. Sometimes some of them you might have to cover them, their roots, at least to some leaf around their roots to protect them. Because the thing is, once the root is protected, you ain't got to do too much worrying. Because if the body of the plant dry down, the roots can still have life, just like the trees. What the trees do, the trees drop their leaf and they look like they don't have any life in them. But as soon as the spring come, the life come right back in the trees, them start pushing out. It's basically the same thing with the herbs too. If you take care of them and you cover them, some of them, especially if you're not living in a freezing zone, meaning a zone where the soil freezes up, it's going to be a little different once you're dealing with the freezing of the soil. But you see, the thing is, even though you live in the in soil that freeze, even though you live in soil that freeze, there's a certain depth that freeze. It's never the whole depth go down 10, 12 in 15 inches, 16 inches, 12 inches. Sometimes it don't go down to that depth. The freeze don't go down to that depth. Sometimes it's just maybe the surface, like maybe 2 inches, 3 inches, 4 inches might freeze. But if you break that underneath, there's no freezing. The soil didn't freeze. So what about trying planting them a little deeper? A little deeper, and every fall before the winter, you put some leaf around their root to help protect them. Okay, so even though you get that frost, that coldness where the soil is freeze, once the freezing this in get down to the root of the plant, it stands a chance of surviving. So if the soil only freezing 3 inches, 4 inches, but your plant roots is down at least 8, 12 inches, you stand a chance of that plant surviving. What damaged plants is that frost, that coldness, that you know what it do. You know what it does. That coldness is what damaged plant. Like for instance, you could have your plants and there's a frost pass by. But if you have the plant them covered, maybe in a greenhouse or you cover it properly, it's not going to damage the plant because the plant was protected from that frost. So once a plant is protected from that frost, it stands a chance of living. It's that cold air that damage. You ever notice when the cold air pass through and hit your plant, how it does make the leaf them crispy and dry? It like it sucked the life out of them. So it's about protecting the roots, and if you could protect the body. Like for instance, I remember I had a citrus tree. I had it for a few years. And one year I decided I'm going to leave it outside. Because I have it for a few years. I say, by now this root supposed to could stand some coldness. So I say, you know what, let me test this plant. And I put the plant outside, leave it outside through the winter, and the winter beat it. When I look at the plant look like it's gone. That's it. It look like that's the end of the plant. But something tell me, no, leave that plant. Don't throw it away. Leave the plant. And when the spring hit, and many of us does be throwing away plants that still have life in them. Many of us does that. We throw them away because they look like the plant have no life in them. But most of the time, the plants still have life. What sparked that life is the spring. When the spring comes, the weather changed from the cold into the spring. It sparked back the life into the plant. So the plant was there, the citrus tree was there, like it don't have no life. And I leave the plant there, and when the spring come, all I'm seeing is it start from the bottom, just start getting green. Green, green, green. And if you see how that green is just flow itself right up to the top of the tree. So sometimes we do throw away plants that actually still have life in them. Just allow them, give them some time. Once the spring is here, even though you see the struggle through this winter, and then the spring come, give them a time, give them a few weeks, a month, and just allow them and see what's gonna happen. I had a sweet stevia plant that I take indoors, and the sweet stevia dried down. It dried down, look like when you pop it, the stick was just breaking. When you pop the stick, the limb, it was just breaking, dry like nothing. And I take it out the pot. And when I was going and throw it away, something tell me, don't throw away this plant. I didn't throw it away. I bury it in the ground like I planted. As soon as the spring start striving, the plant start getting green, start pushing out leaf. So what I'm saying is, sometimes before we give up on our plants that we might have indoors over the winter, before we give up on them, give them a little chance first. Let the spring touch them. Because when the spring touch them, it springs life into them. And you just never know. A plant that you could have, throw away without studying, without realizing, without even thinking that this plant could be alive. This happened a lot. So I'm just saying, before you throw away plants, look into them and give them the chance to and see if they have life. Don't just give up on them. All right? So yes, guys, what you growing this year? Well, some people, listen to this. Hey, good morning, Psalms 146. How you doing? All right, thank you. Sometimes everyone want to grow their own thing, and nothing wrong with that. You should grow what you love and what you want to eat. I think that grow what you love to eat. Grow what strive best in your zone. Think about, listen to me, there's a lot of plants that you might believe cannot grow in your zone, and they can. The only thing is they take extra care. You got to give them extra care for them to really produce the way you want them to. So my suggestion is, look for plants that thrive best in your zone. Look for the plants that thrive best in your zone, because at the end of the day, you have a short growing season. Your growing season is pretty short. So you want to make sure you choose the plants that grows well in your zone. And it's not hard to find that out. It's not hard to find that out at all. Like me, I grow different type of plants. I grow tropical plants. I grow all different type of plants. But I realize the tropical plants, you got to give them extra care, especially in the winter, because you got to present a temperature, an atmosphere that for them that they can survive. They cannot be outdoors in that cold because you're going to lose them. So you got to create a place for them that they can survive. Like yam. I'm growing yam, but I got to start yam indoors, not outdoors. Why I got to start yam indoors? Because yam take maybe 8 to 12 months before they get to harvest. And yam is a tropical plant. Yam cannot stand the cold weather. So now you got to be growing yam indoors, creating that temperature for them that they could survive. Then when the spring come, you still got to wait until that last frost hit, before you put them out, because you don't want them to go through that trauma of transplanting them, then the frost hit them, then that's going to be a disaster to them. They're going to hold them back from growing. So now I got to hold these plants indoors for months, sometimes 5 months, before I can take them outside. And I got to make sure that these plants stay healthy and alive. So you got to know what you want. You got to know the extent of what you can do, or what the timing or the time you have. Because if you don't have time, sometimes you can lose a lot of plants. And that's for real. Because there's certain plants need certain care. And the more you understand about certain plant, your job becomes easier. Like I always mention, there's a lot of plants do not like their roots to sit in water. They rather the water pass through wet them and drain and go its way. They don't want their roots to sit in water. There's a lot of plants like that. There are also a lot of plants where it thrive well if their roots sitting in water. So see, you got to think about the things you growing and what you want to grow within your growing season. So planning ahead of what you want to grow, and think about the kind of plants you want to grow, and which plant require more care and which plant require less water, which plant require more water. It's not easy. You understand? So you got to know what you're capable of doing. You got to know what you're capable of doing. Just like the Herb Garden Challenge. You guys got to keep them plants alive until you could transplant them outside. Take them outside. You got to keep them alive. So planning ahead is going to save you a lot more money. If you plan ahead in gardening, it's going to save you a lot more time. Now, when you, as a gardener, when you're growing food, whatever you're growing, food, herbs, whatever you're growing, when you're doing that, you have to observe. Because the next year, your mistake, you're supposed to be able to correct your mistakes. Because mistakes do happen. But you're supposed to be able to correct your mistake. This is why you get better. Because if you're growing this type of herbs, you're growing basil, and you want the next year you might want to grow something else, or you might want to grow two more plants besides basil. So if you take the year and learn about the basil and what they love, what's going to happen, it make it easier for you to grow more, because now you understand what the basil need. You understand, okay, these basil plant need extra care. They might need, a certain amount of water. So once you have that covered, now what you're going to do, you just give them what they need and focus on your new plants. This is why it's important to master and learn about every plant you're growing in every season. Learn about every plant you're growing in every season. Pay attention. I know some people might have the time, but what little time you have around these plants, pay attention. Because my goal is production. You see? I'm not just going out there to plant food. My expectation My expectation is pretty high in growing food. Pretty high. So I expect. So this is why I go in the depths. I go in the depths. I'll try to figure out what can make this plant strive better. Some people, if they grow plants and most of their plants looking healthy and beautiful, but theirs might be 3 to 4 in a corner over here not doing well, they're gonna give up on them plant. No, I don't do that. I put all my attention to these plants that's not doing well because I want to know what happened. Why are you not doing well? Am I giving you too much water? I'm not giving you enough water. Do you need more sunlight or you getting too much sunlight? So you see, so once you test it out, once you test it, you ease up after water, you ain't see no progress, you add a little more water, you ain't see no progress, you think about maybe sunlight. You think about sunlight. Am I giving them too much sunlight? Or they're not getting enough sunlight. So it's so much things. Guys, you listen to me. This is my level of gardening and this is what I do. So I'm not expecting everybody to really go to these depths but these depths is what give you production because the more you know your job is the better it is for you. Everything become easier. Yes, guys. So gardening is special. But I love production. And the next thing again, man, for what we see going on today, we got to look into. I don't know if anyone taking it as serious as it is, or maybe sometimes it got to hit us before we realize what is going on. But I believe growing food that can store itself, I think is one of the best thing we could start doing right now. Growing food that can store itself, meaning you growing food that you could just put in a box and put them in a corner and they're just able to stay there without even spoil. Like for instance, I grew pumpkin last year and I harvest pumpkin in October. And where we at now, November, December, January, February, March. 5 months, I still have pumpkin in good shape. You see what I'm coming from? So I agree. Winter squash is good. Yes, yes, yes. That's true. Psalms 146. We have to start growing food that could store for themselves. I'm telling you, if there become a time you don't have a refrigerator, if there become a time there's no electricity, you just never know what gonna happen. You could lose a lot of food, especially if it's in the summer when it's hot and your fridge break down. You're gonna lose a lot of food. So growing food that can store in a box, whether there's no electricity, whether they're still able to survive and stay well. Their squash could last up to a year. Pumpkin, same thing. So even though you don't have the space, guys, say for instance, you don't have a big space, you could learn to do. Hold a second, guys. Sorry, guys, sorry for that. Yes, guys. So, like I was saying, pumpkin is something good to grow. Winter squash, as Psalms 146 said, butternut squash, that's another beautiful plant to grow. Because the thing is, you can store these without a refrigerator. You could store these in a box, in a nice warm area, without even stressing yourself. All you do, you check them from time to time and make sure they're okay. So I'm not saying I'm telling you what to grow. That's not what I'm doing here. Everyone got to decide what they grow, and everyone have space, as limited space. So you only can grow things that you have the space to grow. So I understand that. I understand that. You gotta do what you gotta do and what you are capable of doing and what you're able to do. That's what's important. But I'm just giving this scenario for, like, your people who thinking, what should I grow this year? Or what should I grow? I'm just giving ideas of things you might be able to grow. that might do well for you, save you. Potato is another thing you could grow as well. You see, these things you don't have to store them in a refrigerator. So potato could be grown in containers. It don't take too much to grow potato. It don't take too much at all to grow potato. Let me see. I need to learn new recipe for the squash. Maybe I might grow kobacha because it's smaller, or maybe honey squash. Yeah, there's definitely a lot of recipe out there with squash. And you could create your own recipe, honestly. You can create, you will be surprised. You cut up some squash and you add some things you like to the squash for the flavor. Stuff you like, some herbs, some spice to that, and you create your own recipe. Believe it or not. Believe it or not, sometimes you can just be creative and start creating your own recipe. Yeah. Yes. Yes, and pumpkin, the thing with pumpkin, guys, the thing with pumpkin is you have to have space for pumpkin. Yeah, you got to have space for pumpkin. Or pumpkin runs. I just grow pumpkin and they just, listen to me, I just have to create an area for just a pumpkin to run and make circles. I got to create circles that they could run in circles because they run. Pumpkin runs. So small space is hard to do pumpkin. There's certain area you could do squash because you could build a vertical garden. Basically, instead of you put the squash to run on the ground, it could run up on the trail instead of the ground. So that help create more room for you. I love adding cinnamon and clove, but I need to find a flavor that my husband. Okay, all right, got you, Psalms 146. All right. Well, maybe you got to ask him a few questions. Ask him a few questions, and maybe you could put your own recipe. Or maybe you could check online. I'm sure there's a bunch of recipe out there. Maybe one might just fit you. One might just fit you and for you and your husband at the same time. Yes, but squash is a very good plant to grow because of the storing situation. Pumpkin. There's a plant named Edos. There's a plant named, these plants don't spoil. These plants really don't spoil. They really don't. And depends on where you live into. Depending on your zone where you live in, you could actually leave some of the food in the ground, depending on what zone you live in. Like for instance, Edos, Dasheen, you could actually leave them in the ground and just go and harvest when you feel like during the winter, and they're fresh. When you harvest them, they're fresh. You see, just like they was in the refrigerator, you know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of ways, guys. We just got to try to learn and figure out these things because there's a lot of ways you could store food over the winter. Food that you grow, especially root crop, like carrots, all this type of food, you could leave a few under the ground and you just harvest when you want because they love coldness. You see what I'm saying? When you put your carrots in the refrigerator, it don't spoil. You see where I'm coming from? When you put your food in they don't spoil. So it's basically the same thing. Hey, Lashas, what's up? Good morning. How you doing? Yeah. So when you leave them under the ground, it's basically just like they're in the refrigerator. So sometimes you could actually leave certain food, carrots, edibles, these type of food under the ground during the winter, and every time you want to do, you feel like you want to cook some edibles. Say you want to cook some edibles, you just go and make a harvest and get some fresh edibles. There's many ways, guys. There's many ways. You just got to be open to learn how to grow safe food under the ground, which type of food to grow that you can, whether you don't have a refrigerator or not, you can. You see, let's just say. That's how I do my potato. Exactly. All right. So let's just conform in that as well. That's how she do, and yam and ginger. And you got the beautiful weather. You got the weather as well for that kind of situation as well too. You could harvest along the way. You ain't got to just harvest everything. You could harvest and just harvest when you want to eat certain thing. Because I do it. And last is in a warmer zone, she do it as well. So this is what I'm saying. I believe there's some serious time is coming. And you never have to plant again. Exactly, because they're going to keep producing. That is true. That is true. Listen to me. I believe there's some serious time is coming. I don't know, but try keep growing is important. Yes, I agree with that. I believe some serious time is coming. And I also believe this is where your skill is we're going to make you, we're going to be able to really keep you sustained. Because I'm telling you, your skill, meaning the things you know and the things you're capable of doing, like growing food, learning how to store your food. Think about food you need to grow that can store without a refrigerator. These things is important. This thing is very important. Food that can store for itself. All right, Lashes, appreciate it. Thank you. Thank you for coming through. Yes, food. We all know food is important. We all know we cannot make it without food. We know that. We have to eat. No, we have to able to provide that for our family. We have to able, it's not just growing the food. It's also preserving it. It's also saving it. It's also able to put it away. Because if you ain't do that, you could get spoiled. I don't say I wouldn't grow food that cannot be stored. I will. Because at the end of the day, lettuce, cabbage, and these type of food, you want to grow them. But you might be able to store them, but you could grow them. Nothing wrong with growing them. Because there's healthy thing to digest. But at the same time, you also got to be growing food that can store for itself, food that you can leave under the ground. And when you're ready to, you just go and dig up a few of them because you wanna cook. You understand? So it's like under the ground become like the refrigerator. And you even could store them in a box. There's still nothing gonna wrong with them. So these are the things. These are the things people have to start thinking about now. What am I growing? What can I store? What can store for itself? What if there's no electricity? What am I gonna do? These are things, man, because I'm telling you, some serious time is coming. Some serious time is coming. There will be a lot happening in times coming. There will be a lot. So, say for instance, man, just put it this way. And what I'm saying is too, there's a lot of hard books out there as well, guys. There's a lot of hard book out there as well. Grab one before you can't find any more. Hold on a copy before you can't find any more. Because you know what? If push come to shove, what we mean by push come to shove? If it become a time when you might be in a place and there's no hospital available, right? There's no hospital available for you to go to. And maybe a situation might occur and you don't know what to do. It might be a simple situation, but you still don't know what to do. No, these hubs, no, you have so many plans might be around you, but you have no clue. You understand? You might get a sore or something, and you realize it's swelling, and you cannot, you need to go to the hospital because it needs treating. No, with that book, you might be able to find something around you that can take care of that situation. So, because a lot of these books have a lot of benefit. They're showing you the plants and the benefit of the plants at the same time. Many books is like that. Many of them is like that. They show you the picture of the plant and then all the benefit right around it. So now you can see the plant and you can also look up the benefit. If there's no electricity or there's no internet, how will you look it up? How will you use your phone to look it up? So a hard copy, hard book will be very important. Listen me, guys, not because it mightn't be by your doorstep mean stuff not happening. Thing is happening left, right, and center. All these is little things to have to. I'm not telling you to go out there and spend all your money you got trying to prep. No, that's not what I'm doing. What I'm saying is owning a hard book, a hard copy of hard book might be pretty helpful. Owning a hard copy might be pretty helpful. And this is for real. So yes, guys, what are you growing this year? What's your plan? Did you sit down and think about what you want to grow? Or you ain't planned it out as yet? Did you sit down and think about what you want to grow, or you didn't plan it out as yet? All right. Well, you still have a little time. You still have a little time. And then I know a lot of people going to be starting from starts. I know not everyone going to be starting from seed, because some people mightn't. Sorry for that. Some people might just not have the time to deal with seedlings, because seedlings is pretty challenging, pretty much challenging. So some people might not have the time. So I understand all of that. So all I can say, guys, be prepared and ready for whatever come. Learning to grow some food can feed your family. Learning about different herbs can also help save you and your family. So these things is important. Okay, if you notice what's going on today, you notice how a lot of people is actually losing jobs. A lot of people is actually losing jobs. So time is really getting serious. Time is getting serious. So put something in the ground, guys. Put something in the ground. Plan something. All right? Plan something. Put something in the ground. It's not too late, guys. It's surely not too late. Yes, it's surely not too late. And shout out to you, Lassus, are still doing your thing, man. Your garden look wonderful, man. Your garden look nice. That's what I'm talking about, man. You have the space. Try to grow something. Yeah, I see you doing your thing, man. Them plants looking beautiful. I mean, it's a beautiful thing to walk outside and just pick some fresh, whatever you want from out your garden, picking them off the tree, of the plants. I mean, it's a blessing to be able to do that. It really is. I know the feelings, and I know all gardeners know the feelings. So, yeah. Good morning, Yasmin. How you doing? Just drop some melon. All right. Okay. Okay. Right now, I'm basically, I set some pumpkin seed outside, and I see they coming, they germinate. Even the weather is kind of chilly. They still doing pretty, they still stand up. That was just to test the weather. I also set some watermelon as well, but I kind of waiting on the weather. I don't wanna do too much with them kind of plants, because a weather could just pass by and just destroy all that you plant. So I don't want to go too much with these kind of, like the pumpkin, the squash. I want to wait a little before I start to really go out there and plant them. It's cool, yes. Yes, it was real. You know what I'm kind of looking at? I'm kind of looking at last year. We had this type of weather. As soon as our fruit trees start producing fruits, the frost come, and the frost wipe out a lot of people's fruits. Even my plum trees, I lose all of them. I'm hoping this is not what we're going to be facing this year again, because it's 2 straight days so far. My neighbor let me plant vegetable on his lot next to the house because my garden all flowers. Oh, really? Oh, well, your neighbor is pretty good to you, Yasmin. But I mean, I love flowers too. But you got to put some food in there, sis. You got to put some food up in there. But that's good, your neighbor giving you that lot. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. That's wonderful. Shout out to your neighbor for that, for giving you the opportunity to grow something. So how your garden? So what's how your garden growing so far, Yasmin? Yasmina, how your garden going? Oh, the weather has mood swing this time of the yes, and this is the reason why I'm trying to hold back on planting because I don't want to plant and then I lose them. So I rather to hold back a little until the frost, and after the frost, we can't deal with that. Could get out there and start planting. My cherry tree dried. Hope I can return it. Yes, you could definitely return it. They gave you a year. Once you got the receipt, yes, you could return it. They gave you a full year. And once it dry down, yes, you just get your receipt and go. They'll give it back to you. There, $80 you pay for the cherry tree. Wow. I buy one last year from them. I think I paid 30 something dollars. Well, I guess it depends on which state you're in. And mine is pushing out leaf right now. I'm just hoping that I can get some cherry from it this year. But it's kind of tricky with the weather. That's why you got to be careful right now and don't just run out the planting stuff that you know cannot deal with the weather. No veggie yet. I'm in Pennsylvania in the US. So it's too early for veggie. So just flowers are starting to bloom. Okay. Well, there's veggie you could actually grow at this time, which is collard greens, mustard greens, lettuce. These type, some of them you can start growing them right at this time because we actually almost in spring. Well, let's just see. How did your cherry survive the cold? Yeah, it survived. I guess that one is a cold hardy because it survived and it's actually pushing leaf right at this moment. I guess that one is a cold hardy cherry tree. Yeah, it's pushing out some beautiful leaf right at this moment. I'm hoping that I can actually get some cherry this year. Yes. But all we got to do, man, we got to think, man, and just put things in place because, you want to able to, if the supermarket don't have, say they don't have food, you want to able to say, all right, I can just turn to my, you ain't got to worry yourself. You know? The 1 year the pumpkin took over his whole lot. I thought the neighbor would be mad, but he didn't say anything. Oh, wow. Well, that's a good neighbor. But yes, the pumpkin will definitely do that. Yes, the pumpkin will definitely do that. The pumpkin will take over. Yeah. I had also run my pumpkin them in circles because they keep running, so I had also make circles with the pumpkin them. Yeah. Well, you got a pretty nice neighbor, so that's wonderful. That's wonderful to have a neighbor that you and them get along well. That's really awesome. That's wonderful. And I know and I purchased a sugar apple tree. One that already producing already, which was it produced last year. And I bought it this year. Well, I still have it. I still have it indoors at this time because the weather. I'm not trying to ask, this tree was pretty expensive. So I gotta hold it inside and it's already pushing leaf. It's pushing a lot of leaf right now. I transplanted into a bigger container. So I'm just gonna hold it indoors until the spring. After the spring, then I'll take it out. These fruit trees is pretty expensive, so especially if you're growing tropical fruit trees. If you're growing tropical fruit trees, they're pretty expensive, so you want to make sure you able to take care of them, or you have somewhere to put them in the fall because they cannot stand the winter. So tropical plants, you cannot leave them outdoors in the winter because you're going to lose them and they're not cheap. Some people doing pretty well with them because this guy, I'm gonna show this guy, right? Let me see if I can pull this video, show you guys. This guy, whereby the sugar apple. Okay, give me 1 second. Whereby the sugar apple. He had okay, let me see if I can show you guys this video. This guy's he definitely have the setup that this is a good way to set up your stuff, man. Let me show you guys. Share screen. All right. What this is how his thing set up. He had a massive greenhouse and he growing all these, and this is last week. This is just a look how his stuff, he had ripe stuff. And his fruit, look, this plant is loaded with fruits, still loaded with flowers. Let me give you guys a little tour on this one. Come to Planter Garden TV. How you guys doing today? All right, guys. I'm at a virgin house where he sell all different type of fruit, all different type of fruit. He's selling. Just name it, he got it. Yes, it's amazing. Mention the name of these fruit trees, but it's so much different type of fruits. You have all different type of citrus. You have mango. As you see, that's mango. That's another mango, and he actually growing them in container. And most of the fruits them is actually put. And you know what? He had the mango trees. A lot of them, he have them planted in ground, not in containers. The mango tree in ground, and the mango tree is green and big. Producing. If you notice, we in the greenhouse. Look at all these fruits just growing nicely, growing up here. Everything. You have lime. This is dragon fruit. And if you notice, he got his organic going on here. He don't use chemical. The water from the fishes, that's what he use and wet his plant. So he don't no farm of chemical at all. Everything natural. All different kind of fruit trees, guys. Look at them, guys. Everywhere, man, is just beautiful fruit trees. What I come and look for today, I come and look for sugar apple. Look what's going on here. We in actually in March right at this time, and this is just producing. I mean, come on, guys. This is amazing. Look at what's going on here. I'm gonna put his link in the description. Anyone need fruit trees, they can contact him. His fruit stem is growing beautiful. This is a plant he tell me I cannot remember, but what he says grow like something like grapes, and all to the side come up his grape. This tree is basically $800 he calling for it because it take 8 years to produce. It's all different kind of fruits, guys. All kind of citrus, different type of citrus. As you see, dragon fruit, many different. All right. So you guys see what I'm talking about, right? I mean, to able able to create something like this, it's amazing because you see how much fruit trees, you see how much ripe fruit he have on his trees. You understand? He sells some of the plants. He able to sell fruits because you could see they produce pretty well. And some of these, and it's mostly tropical plants. And some of them, he have them planted in ground. But because he have the greenhouse to protect them, they're doing amazing. That's a beautiful setup, ain't it? Lashes, I know you will love that, Lashes. I know you will love that. That's a beautiful setup, man. I'm walking at something like that, right? That inspire me. You know what I'm saying? I got to say shout out to the brother because that's inspire me. For real. Yeah, I know you love it. That inspire me. I'm telling you right now. That inspired me to make me want to go something like this. For real, this is real. I mean, the way when you set up like this, what happening is you could actually go out in your garden, not in your garden, in your greenhouse. You could grow anything you want. He growing sapodilla. I'm sure you know what sapodilla is. He growing sapodilla. He grow, all them is tropical fruit. It make you want to get greenhouse, right, Lashes? Yo, I know. Trust me, I know. I ain't gonna lie. A guy inspired me with that, Jen. I tell you. To behold that way. Listen to me. If you feel that's just it right now. Listen to me. If you feel like this, by just watching it on the camera, right? If you feel like this, just looking at it, could you imagine stand up and behold this with your natural eyes? I mean, it was astonished, I'm telling you. It was really astonished. The amount, let me see. All right. Yasmina says she ready for girl horse too. Wow. Listen to me. To see this with your bare eyes, I'm telling you. It's amazing. I'm telling you right now. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna put the link in the chat. You guys could look at it and get inspired because I'm telling you, It inspired me. It inspired me. I'm gonna play it again. I'm gonna play it again. Welcome to Planter Garden TV. How you guys doing today? All right, guys. I'm at a Virgin House where he sell all different type of food. All different type of food he's selling. Just name it, he got it. I can't even mention the name of these fruit trees, but it's so much different type of fruits. You have all different type of citrus. You have mango. As you see, that's mango. That's another mango, and he actually growing them in container. And most of the fruits them is actually producing. If you notice, we in the greenhouse. Look at all these fruits just growing nicely, growing up here. Everything. You have lime. This is dragon fruit. And if you notice, he got his organic going on here. He don't use chemical. The water from the fishes, that's what he use and wet his plant. So he don't no farm of chemical at all. Everything natural. All different kind of fruit trees, guys. Look at them, guys. Last us that one is sapodilla. You see that brown one there? I don't know. I don't know if you know it by that name, or maybe you know it by a different name. But this one, that brown one right here, that's sapodilla. Everywhere, man, it's just beautiful fruit trees. What I come and look for today, I come and look for sugar apple. Look what's going on here. We in actually in March right at this time, and this is just producing. I mean, come on, guys. This is amazing. Look at what's going on here. I'm going to put his link in the description. Anyone need fruit trees, they can contact him. His fruit stem is growing beautiful. This is a plant he tell me I cannot remember. But what he says grow like something like grapes, and all to the side come up his grape. This tree is basically $800 he calling for it because it take 8 years to produce. It's all different kind of fruits, guys. All kind of citrus, different type of citrus. As you see, dragon fruit, many different. Yes, yes. Listen to me. It's inspiring. I ain't gonna lie. It's inspiring. It really is inspiring. Yes, it is. Could you imagine have that set up in your backyard? Just there in your backyard. Just there set up in your backyard where you could actually just walk outside and get fresh fruits whenever you want, right off the tree. Right off the tree. So it's just, this is just to really, yes, this is basically just to motivate. You know, it's a motivation to actually show you that if you have a greenhouse, the amount of things you can actually do in the greenhouse. There's so much you can do because we're happening, right? No, you could allow them to grow. You could allow them to grow, like say 3-4 years in containers. And while they're growing in the containers and their root develop while they're in the greenhouse, now you could transplant them into the ground in the greenhouse. Because remember, these, especially the big mango tree, avocado tree, these kind of big plants, they're pushing their root down. So the coldness is not going to penetrate their root like that. And then you have the cover over protecting them. Some of these plants, you know what he told me? He told me some of these plants don't start produce because of the condition inside, the temperature, the temperature that's inside, it allow them to continue growing. There's some of them loaded with ripe ones, full with ripe ones. But guess what? They're full with blossom as well. You see? So while they're growing into ripening, they're pushing flowers coming right behind. That's beautiful. That's really beautiful. So to behold something like this, with your bare eyes, I'm telling you, you will be amazed. You will be amazed. You will be amazed. And the good thing, he growing everything organic. He growing his stuff organic. So that's even a plus. You could just eat so much plants. You grow as much food as you want, much fruits. You could sell some if you like, and then you also could sell some of the plants. You also could sell clippings. So the way he set up himself, it's a really good, it's a good way. It's like a business as well. It's like a business. You could make money from it. You could make money from the plants. You could make money from the fruits. And also, you're able to feed you and your family with fresh fruits. Ain't that something? Ain't that something? This inspires me. I'm telling you, it inspires me. It shows me, and he is in my zone. So it shows me the extent I can go with my fruit trees and what I can do to keep them growing. Okay, I sell strawberry plants every year. Okay, that's wonderful. That's wonderful. Well, Jasmine, if you have one of these greenhouses, you might do well too because you into selling plants. So you might do pretty well if you're able to get one of these greenhouses. Huh? Yes, because you could sell your plants. You could, I mean, it's amazing. I'm telling you guys. See this with your bare eyes. And it was more. The reason why the video is so short, the memory run out. That's why. It was way more to show. It was way more. So this is just a motivation because it surely motivates me. I'm telling you that right now. It surely motivates me. These videos make you know, make you understand, and you see things that you can do. That you might be thinking about it, but you never really you think about it, but you never put it into action. But now, seeing something like this, it could make you feel like I got to get something like this, because that's how it made me feel. It made me feel like something like this, well needed, much needed. Because the good thing about it is, with the greenhouse, they're still able to get sunlight. So, for instance, they're not getting the coldness. The coldness is not hitting them. because of the greenhouse. But when the sun, they get in the light from the sun, and that's what's important. That's what's important. Yes. Well, guys, I don't know. You guys know we have a Herb Garden challenge going on at this moment. And our next update will be on the 25th of this month. Hoping, I'm looking forward to see those videos pretty soon. Because today is the 19th, so we have 6 more days to go for that upload. Please upload on time that you can stand a chance of winning a prize, okay? Because we have several prizes for people to win. So make sure you follow the rules, because that's the only how you can win a prize. So how you guys doing? Good morning to you guys. What's going on? I hope you guys get in good weather. I really do. Okay, hold on. Let me see. Yep. And guys, don't forget I have a container garden series going on at this point, at this time as well. You can check that out if you are a container garden. There's a lot of tips and tricks you can learn about it. We also have, it's freezing by you. Oh wow. I could imagine, because by me it's kind of chilly for the past few days. Yep. Yeah, so let me see. I'm so glad I found you. I have to start my day. All right. Okay. I'm so glad I found you. I have to start my day and go to work cleaning up my garden. So money leave to clean up. All right, all right. Glad you come by. Appreciate you. Could always come by. We go live every Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, which is tomorrow night. So you can join me there as well tomorrow. All right. All right, Lashes. Yes, that really inspired me. I ain't gonna lie. It Yes, that site has really shown me something, man. And that's the thing, man. Ideas. That's the thing. We could always learn from each other. That's what it's about. It's about learning from each other. Other people can motivate you as well. Yeah, other people can motivate you as well. Because that surely shows me something. Because I do have a lot of fruit trees. I have a lot of fruit trees. But the thought always come by about putting fruit trees in a greenhouse. The thought always come by, but I never really put it to action until I saw this video. It shows me, man, listen, you could be growing your fruits them in your greenhouse and ain't gotta worry about them, the weather dealing with them bad or anything. Yes, very inspiring, man. So yes, guys, glad to have you guys here again on this Wednesday morning. Yes. Shout out to Lassus Johnny and her weight loss journey. Being consistent means a whole lot. Because not everyone can, a lot of people start, but they never really finish. And you being consistent, so I gotta say, man, shout out to you. Believe it or not, I'm sure you are motivating people. I'm sure of that. All right. Yes, yes, yes. Let me see. I hope it's that. I hope it's the last. Okay. Cool. Okay. It's 54. Okay. 54 ain't that bad. because once it didn't get down under 30 degrees, that's where the problem comes. Under 30 degrees, that's when everything starts to bug out. Under 30 degrees, yes. That's freezing, Mark. And you know, next thing I want to say to guys, I don't know, guys. Land is getting pretty expensive. Is you guys trying to hold on a piece of land or something? What you guys doing at this time? Okay, let me see if I can run this video to help motivate you guys as well with this video here. All right. Must a portion of money, invest it and turn it into basically an investment. Because sitting on the money, man, these days, it ain't worthwhile. You know, sometimes you could have the money, and while you have the money, you just spending the money. You know, you actually spending the money, and the money going down. But guess what? When you invest in land, the land remain. Sometimes there might be point in time when you mightn't have the finance. But guess what? You have the land. You don't have the finance, but you have the land. And then you could turn to the land. You see what I'm saying? Okay, guys, this was just a little motivation. This is basically what I'm trying to say is land is getting expensive, and now is the time to put your hand to own a piece of land. I'm telling you, in a few years, you're not gonna able to buy land. There might even be no land. All right. Thank you. There might even be land because people buying up the land then. And now is the time to invest because you could actually invest in land. And land, you see, this is the thing, man. This is why sometimes you got to really position yourself around certain people, because people who could give you information and also want to see you get somewhere, that's the people you want to position yourself around, because there's so much ways that people could have make it in life. You know, many people money pass through their hand, and they don't know how to invest it or what to invest it into. And that money just went away. That money just went down into almost like it just blow away. You see? But if there was around people who could have tell them, listen to me, no, you could buy a piece of land, invest in a piece of land. There's places, if you invest in land years ago, right now you'll be smiling. You will be smiling. So I'm just saying, man, try to own a piece of land. Doesn't matter where you at. Land do not rotten, land always remain. Try to invest in a piece of land. You have a piece of land, you can grow your own food, you can do different things. Now is the time. If you don't do it now, I don't know, it mightn't be possible years to come. It mightn't be possible years to come. It mightn't be possible at all. Yes, variety of aspect. What's up, man? Yes, it mightn't be possible at all. You got to invest into something. You see what I'm saying? Sometimes, I know sometimes we have fun. We want to have fun. I mean, nothing wrong with having fun. But one thing we got to remember, we're not going to be 20 and 25 all our life. It's going to become time when we start to get older. And then when we start to get older, we want something to strive from. So if you haven't think about investing before, and a piece of land, if you invest in a piece of land, it's there. You check what I'm saying? It's not going to rotten. It's there. So that's just, this is just on motivation I'm giving you guys today. Invest into something. Sometimes we sit on the money and then something happen and the money, we got to use the money, and you see what I'm saying? If you invest, something happen, you're gonna look for different option. You're gonna do what you gotta do. But investment is the key. Doesn't matter how small it is. You ain't got to buy 10 acres of land. You ain't got to buy 5. You ain't got to buy 4. You could only buy quarter acre. You buy what you could afford. Then from there, you move on to other things. But investment is the key, as variety of aspects saying. How else? I mean, when you think about it, how else you gonna really pull it off in this one? You got to invest. Yes, we know. We know when you die, you got to leave everything behind. Yes, but then you are children. But also, we also know that it's better to live and have than to live and want. We also know that. So yes, I'm just saying, guys, this is just a motivation. I'm not trying to take yes, investment. Yes, I agree. Investment is the best. Yes, yes. In this time today, you got to invest. You have to invest. Because it's going to get really hard. Yes, it's definitely going to get hard. And listen to me, If you hold on a property or a piece of land is one of the best things you could do, because at the end of the day, it's valuable. It's valuable. You could always turn to it one day if things get rough. If you don't want to comply with that, you're going to be all right, exactly. Right, and no food. That is true. That is true, man. Time has changed. Time has changed, and it ain't changing back to where it used to be. It's not changing back where it used to be. It's changing in a different angle. Let me see. I feel sorry for the people living on Elboy. That's why a skill is important now. I'm looking to sell a piece of land, buy a bigger piece. That's the goal. That's the goal right there. You see, that's what I'm saying. This is exactly what I know was saying. You could buy a small piece of land, and you could always sell it into a bigger one. Then when you buy the small piece, you sell it and you buy a bigger piece. This is investment. Investing and becoming and able to accomplish more. But you got to start small. The thing is, many people don't want to start small. Many people feel they got to start off with 10 acres, and sometimes that's never happened. You're never able to get to that point to get the 10 acres. So starting small is one of the best things you can do. At least you start. All right? So variety of land, he's saying looking to sell a piece of land and buy a bigger piece. All right. All right. So some right here, that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying, man. So variety of aspects. I guess if anyone need, they could reach out to you then. All right. I'm going to sell one of our condos and get land in Jamaica. Okay, all right. You see, this is the thing. When you invest, you could always you have option. You have option. No, you could sell something and buy other things. This is the good thing about invest. Yeah. So all I can say, man, country living, right? I hear that. But you remember everybody used to be talking about, from the country, you understand? No, people thinking about living in the country, man. Country lifestyle. That's the best. But could you imagine? Country lifestyle is one of the best lifestyle a person can ever live, right? Everything natural, they're growing their own food. You see, and that's the life they call poor. They make you feel like, oh, you poor because you're living in the country. When you live in the best life available, you know what I'm saying? It's the best life. Living in the country is the best life. You are away from the city. Not too much going on. You understand? Not too much going on. You're growing your own food, eating fresh food, yam. I mean, but that's where they make you feel you poor. Or you poor people because you live in the country. So you see what I'm saying? What people, you see, is what a person define as poor and what they define as rich. You see what I'm saying? A lot of people define richness as money and maybe owning, having assets. A lot of people consider that as rich. But listen to me, life, a healthy life, living good, living in peace, living in harmony. You understand? A healthy lifestyle, man, ain't nothing better than that. I'm telling you. Yes, you got all the money in your world to spend and buy whatever you want, but the happiness, the peace, nothing could beat that. Nothing could beat that peace and that joy. You could live in a shack, but you're happy. You see what I'm saying? You're happy. You ain't not to worry about too much living in your little shack, and you okay. But people gonna make you feel like, oh, you poor, you living in a shack, and no. So being rich is really defined on how a person think. Because how a person think could make them believe that money make you rich. No, to me, life, health, peace, joy, that make a person rich. To me, that's my opinion. Because you understand? Because we could have everything in the world, but we're not happy. We're miserable. That'll bring peace. Hey, Fifi Urban Homestead, how you doing? Thank you for being here. We used to use charcoal to brush our teeth, and people used to think it's poor living. That's what I'm saying. This is exactly what I'm saying. People consider certain thing as poor when people happy. You happy as hell, but they say it's poor living. You see where I'm coming from? Poor living because and you happy. I believe happiness is a peace of mind. All right. Yes, a peace. What is better than a peace of mind? So you might be living in a like a shack somewhere, but you happy as hell. You understand? You ain't own nobody. You ain't got you see what I'm saying? You living in peace. So you only putting yourself in expense is when they start to look at you as, man, come on, listen to me. So we knocking the country people them, yeah, you country all you poor, and the people them living good life with the nice food and the fresh food and the fresh air and the you understand. But that's poor life. So it depends on how a person thinking. To believe living in the countryside where all the food is, all the fresh food, the nice, beautiful air is poor. It gotta be how a person think. So I rather live in a rich place to consider myself as being rich. If I live in a shack where I'm comfortable, Ain't owe nobody a dime. Just relaxing, getting up in the morning, walk in my garden, eat fresh fruits, and you poor for that. It's really backwards. It's really backward. Right now, I want a shack with enough land. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. A shack is, listen me, once no rain wet in you, you okay. You know how my people went over their means. You know what people went over their means, trying to make themselves look a certain way to people, spend more than they could afford just to present themselves a certain way. Well, that don't make sense to me. But everybody have their own opinion, okay? Not here telling no one what to do. But I going over the means to it don't make sense. It put you in a place you can't sleep at night. Because you're doing more than you could or you should. Yeah. The ones that have Psalms 146, the ones that have the most money end up with the most help. Okay. You see what I'm talking about? And that's what I'm not interested into. Good health, good strength, able to eat fresh food, able to get fresh air, able to grow. That's richness for me. That's being rich. That's true, Psalm 146. Yes, those people have life skills, survival skill, knowledge, experience, and good health. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. Riches, but everybody look at it different. That's all I can say. Me, because who more times? Because money can't save you, but good health could save you. A good peace of mind is better than anything. A place of peace, money can't buy that. Money cannot buy a place of peace. So I'm not gonna knock anyone if they're living in a shack and they're living in the countryside. I see deeper than living in the shack. I see all the benefit they have living in the country in their shack on their land. And when you check, you see they have breadfruit tree. You see they have all kind of fruit tree around them. But you call it, you believe they poor. You see the land full with food. But yes, you're calling them poor. You see what I'm saying? It's really backward. I'm telling you, it's backward. That's why people have to sit and analyze things and see what makes sense. I'm telling you. Yes, bro, you are rich with all this knowledge at plan. Thank you, Lassos. I appreciate that. That's what I'm saying, man. Knowledge, information, able for survive, able for be creative, able for if the store closed on you, you still can survive. If there's no gas in the house, you still could go outside and cook regardless. While people stressing, you looking for wood to cook your fire, to cook your food. These are the things I'm telling you. That's riches to me. Yeah, a real family garden. How you doing? Yeah, that's riches to me. Okay, Lasho say I'm so happy I quit my job. All right, okay. All right. So you see what you did? You put it, you do what you gotta do to put yourself in that place that you could say, no, I'm not, let me eat, let me stop. No. You see where I'm coming from? So while you're living, man, while you're living, you gotta be sowing seed along the way. You got to sow in seed along the way. So you could always harvest along the way. You see what I'm coming from? Because when this time come, knowledge, information. Right now, there's a lot of information you're able to get on YouTube for free. People are give you information how to do this, how to do that, how to do this, how to do that. But sometimes people take them for granted. But I don't believe this information will always be available. I believe one day you wouldn't able to get this information because just observe, man. Most peaceful place is the countryside. Looking at the mountain, listening to the river flowing. Exactly. Exactly. I'm okay planted over 20 tomato plants yesterday, onion, yellow. Okay, that's wonderful. All right, all right. Good to hear that. All right. Yes, wonderful. Okay. Yes. So, to me, you got you. A matter of fact, everyone have to see for themselves and understand what is riches and what is poor. What consider a person to be rich? Is it finance or is it life? Life itself, good health, the right state of mind, a peace of mind, being happy. Which one you consider as being rich? Yes, a person might be able to go and buy a car for $1 million. But they could be riding their bike and happy. They're like a scooter and happy as hell riding the scooter. You see, so is what define, and I know everybody have their own opinion on this. What define being rich? Some people gonna say money, asset, and some people gonna feel happiness, life. You know what I'm saying? So this might be a good topic for come with one day. This should be a good topic one day. What do you guys think? Yes, finally. Okay, all right. Exactly. You know what I'm saying? You, you know what I'm saying? 50, yeah, I'm happy and healthy with no debt. They can't sleep. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. But everybody gonna have their own opinion on this one. So this is just my opinion on richness. My opinion on richness is the right state of mind, peace, a peace of mind, being happy, not stress. You know what I mean? Feel good. Now, you understand? Because you could have the money, but at the same time, you miserable. You see what I'm saying? So what do we consider? Hey, wellness with Frugal Mama, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Glad to have you here. Yes. Able to have a piece of land, some soil, a piece of land that you can grow something. You're welcome that you could grow something. That is valuable, man. That's valuable. So, guys, listen me. I do believe it's getting to a point now where very soon you might be able to get a house to buy very soon. You might be able to get land to buy very soon. Because what allegedly there's people who buying out the houses and the land. Right? So if they keep buying, then you're gonna be difficult for people to able to find. Hey, Crafty Mom Creation, how you doing? You see what I'm saying? If they keep buying, it's gonna make it difficult. So the most they're gonna create is gonna create more renters than able to buy. So if you in a place where you feel like you want to get into owning a house or a piece of land, I think this year is the time. I think this year is the right time for that. I do. I think this year is the right time. I don't think next year, I don't think 2 years after. I think this year is your time to get into it. I'm telling you. Because, like we say, able to, and listen me, and you see now, if you notice now, right? If you notice now, many people is actually many people now is thinking about the countryside. Hey, yeah, best life, how you doing? Thank you for being here. Yes, if you notice now, many people shifting from the city. Many people shifting from the city into the suburbs, in them areas. And many people still want to hold on to the city. You see what I'm saying? Everybody want to hold on to the city, but the city getting more limited and limited. You understand? So now is the time for you to try and hold on a piece of land somewhere in the country, wherever you are, out in the suburbs, in the country, wherever you can. You might be able to get a tree. No. You see what I'm saying? You might be able to get that piece of land cheap today. If you're trying to buy it in the city, now it's going to be pretty expensive. So people is pushing more out to those and that's where if you're really smart, that's where you need to be doing anyway. Because if you notice, the city them is expanding. Certain city is expanding. They're expanding, they're pushing out. So the city itself is getting bigger. Not everywhere. I'm not speaking for everywhere, but certain places, the city them is getting wider and bigger because more people moving in. So by more people moving in, the city them expanding. Buildings start to build up where you never see. All there was trees. Now it's building, subdivision. Oh, it's opening up. and it's getting more expensive. So now is the time for you to try to grab a piece somewhere that you can afford, because pretty soon it will be hard to buy piece in the city, and also in the suburbs or the countryside, wherever, however you want to call it, it's gonna be harder to get, because now people pushing out there now because in the city is too expensive. So now is your chance. If you looking to invest in a piece of land, now is the time. I'm telling you. I'm telling you. The city. Well, if you're in, you're gonna be in. So you gotta fight, because the city, you all know. Number one, when you buy land, there's a lot of there's information you need to know. Like for instance, you want to buy a piece of land, and the land might be a commercial land, right? Might be a commercial land, but what you want to do, you want the land for agriculture. You see what I'm saying? You might want to do agriculture. You might want to rear some animal. You might want to rear some chicken. You might want to rear some goat. You know, it mightn't be on a big scale, but at least you want to do that. Many places out of the city is no problem doing that. But in the city, it's a big problem. You see what I'm saying? It's a big problem in the city. It's, you know what I'm saying? So, yes. So now is the time you got to take the opportunity, if you can, and get a piece. Time is changing, guys. It's changing, and they're getting more expensive and more expensive and regular. Okay? More expensive. So it's like I'm saying, guys, now is the time. Now is the time. Lazarus said, no, exactly. No fresh air, exactly. Yes, you listen to me. Is not getting. There's many people today that understand what's going on, and they already start pushing themselves in different areas because they already see what's happening. The wider the city get, when I say the wider the city get, the more it expands. Is the more expensive place start to get close to the city, more expensive it getting. So if you interested in grabbing something, you have to start doing that now, or start thinking about it now, because it's a few years from now, it might be too late. I'm telling you. Because while you procrastinating, people buying it up by the hundreds of acres. While you procrastinating. You understand? So, no. Right, Fifi, exactly. Too congested everywhere. People everywhere. Right. No. The city life, the country life is where people gonna start loving. Whether they have no choice, whether they never like it before, they will have is either or either that. And a lot of people, the growing up is always like the country, you know, once you're from the country, you poor people. Once you're from the country and you live in the best life. Could you imagine? Hey, sweet Tom, what's up? Could you imagine? You live in the best life, but in your mind, they're making you feel like you poor people. How you poor people are? You are animal, you are land, you have food all over your land, fruit trees, animal on your land, and you can't. Oh, wow. Nah, we got to. Time is changing, guys. Time is changing. I'm gonna drop the link. I don't know if anyone wanna come up and talk about this topic, or this is a serious topic. So anyone feel like coming up? The link, click the link at Planter Garden TV if you wanna come up. This is a serious topic. All right. Yes. This thing is very serious, and I don't know we looking at it, but it's serious, and I'm not even procrastinating. I'm trying to learn as much as I can. Skill is a must. Skill is a must. That's why I won't stop planting trees to help clean the air. That's why they say you cut one, you should plant one. Next one coming soon. Wow. Don't forget to hit the like button, guys. I will appreciate it. Yep. Time is coming, time is changing, and it's surely not changing back to how it used to be. It's changing in a different angle now. So all we got to do, man, is just learn some skill. And whatever you do, try to be the best at it. Learn to catch fire. Learn to grow food. These things is important. Hey, Lashes, what's up? How you doing?
I'm good, brother. Good morning.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Good to see you too, man. I love what you're doing. Keep doing it, man. And you're right. We gotta get out the city. City life taking us out.
In many ways, man. In many ways. For real.
Investment is the best way. I quit my job back in January, I think, and I feel so free and so good. I have get up and you don't have to worry about going to a job. You know, it's investment is the best way. That's all I can say.
Well, I mean, honestly, able to get yourself to a place where you don't have to get up and go to work, and I mean, because you know, I'm not knocking anybody, okay, but I'm just saying these jobs take up more of your time than anything else.
Real.
You know what I'm saying?
You can't take care of yourself when you have a job. It's very, you're so tired. I was so tired doing two jobs. I couldn't be able to get up and do the things, the routine that I do now for me, take care of me. Just, you just can't think when you're so tired, your brain just so occupied. So I like what you say, getting land and investment property, whatever it is. But, having your own is the best, better than renting a piece of land.
Definitely. Because like when we look at the work era, I mean, people got to do what they got to do to survive. I'm just saying. When you look at the work era, man, you getting up and all in the morning, you got to get up and go to work. Time as you come home in the evening, it's, you know, especially in the winter, it's dark. You can't do nothing. You just got to maybe cook dinner, whatever for your kids. Them try to get a sleep. To wait back, it's like it. I mean, that life, man. That's really is not life.
It's not. It's not, because I was holding on to the job 2 days a week and say, it's for my insurance. I want to get my insurance and I want this, my 401k. But then, after I walk away, I feel better. I'm like, mm-mm.
Yes, because staying it comes with stress.
Stress.
You still got to listen to what somebody say, somebody telling you what to do. I mean, it's not easy. It's not easy. This is why, man, people got to get more independent and, depend on themselves.
So true.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, we are sure so much. Get a piece of land, grow your own food. Don't believe you need 10 acres to start anything. You could start from quarter acre. You could start from a lot of land.
So true. I wish I did buy peace.
Listen to me, land right now, land is valuable right now. Land is valuable right now.
Yeah.
And it's just getting so expensive.
Expensive, so true. And if you look, all of the big wig them, they're buying up all the land. Gates, all of them, they're buying up. You look at the land that they're buying up. Oprah, look, they're buying up a lot of land.
This is exactly what I'm saying. So if you ain't be careful, you won't be able to buy. You will have to rent. You will have to, even houses.
Exactly.
It will only be renting pretty soon. They will be done for, because the people buying the land them and they're building subdivision, they're building apartment and rent you. You see what I'm saying? So this is how it's gonna be. So if you ain't stepping now, it's gonna be very difficult in a few years to come.
Exactly. Yeah. Yeah, we have to be smart, man. And I like what you're doing, sharing with us, because a lot of us listen to, like me myself, I listen to a lot of big channel, a lot of gurus, and that's what they're saying. That's what they're doing, and I follow them. Grant Cardone, the Bill, you listen, you name them. I listen to them, the big guys, them big hitters, and that's what they're doing. Buying a lot of land, buying a lot of apartment, we poor, so we probably can't buy the big apartment and the woman acres of land, but we can buy a half a acre, as you say, or a little piece, square foot, whatever. We have to start where you're at.
Well, this is what us mess a lot of people up, because a lot of people believe you got to start from acres. You understand? You could start from a quarter acre, and depending on where you buy this quarter acre, in a few years, this same quarter acre could turn. The value of this quarter acre could transform, and you could say, "All right, okay, well, I'm gonna sell this and go somewhere else and buy 3 acres or 5 acres." You see what I'm saying? So you start from scratch and build yourself up.
Yes.
If you sit down and think about 10 acres, it might become a dream, because you only sit down. Yeah, I want 10 acres. That's where I'm starting, 10 acres, and you only dreaming that. But if you now put it to action, put it to work, by starting from 1 to end up to 10, you might never own. You might never own a piece.
So true.
Because your mindset at 10, instead of you think about quarter, and then a quarter might take me to 2 acres, then, and your bill. You see, sometimes we have to build from nothing to get where we want to get.
So true. Yep. Gotta start slow.
Yeah, because it's not an overnight process. Then this is where you got to understand. It's not an overnight process. Okay, Sweet Tom say, I bought a piece back in 19, start looking in 18. When 2020 came around, lots got snatched, right? You see what I'm saying? All right, so Sweet Tom, that's what I'm saying. Thank you for sharing this. He bought a piece back in 19, start looking in 18. When 2020 came around, a lot got snatched. That's what I'm saying. People purchasing these land. If you don't be careful, you might be looking at a piece and tell yourself you're looking, but somebody already looking to buy it.
True.
You see? So this thing is for real. This thing is for real. Yes, value can appreciate it a few. Yes, definitely. When you start looking, you'll find. That's it. When you start looking, you'll find.
And a lot of people scared. That's the thing. A lot of people scared to take. What you said? Just scared to jump.
Yes, I agree. I
Yeah.
agree.
Yeah. We have to be brave and take risk.
But everything is a risk, and land and stuff it ain't really a risk. You understand? It's an investment. At the end of the day, is your land.
So
you know
true.
what I mean? It's yours at the end of the day.
So true.
You know? So really, all you hope that the value rise. You know what I mean? Sometimes the value stagger, but sometimes the value just rise up, and all it takes is some companies start to come in that city. And once the companies start coming in that city, everything going up. And your area where you had now, you could sell and go somewhere else and buy the same 10 acre you was looking about.
For real.
So starting from scratch is a good thing. At least you start,
Yes, true.
Yes. So I see in the garden, man. Putting in that work.
Yeah, I drop some okra seed. So con. Putting in the work, man. We have to. You guys motivate me. Take my Wi-Fi in and out.
That's the problem, Fifi. That's why I'm saying start from scratch. You understand? Don't go more than you can. Start from little. If you could buy quarter, don't push. And the thing is sometimes you can purchase a piece. You could save your money and purchase a piece full out. You know what I'm saying? Like you could buy a quarter acre. Sometimes you have the funds, you could buy a quarter acre cash. But the dream, we have in our head that is like, no, you got to borrow this money for go buy this 10 acres. When you could buy the quarter acre out your pocket and grow from that. Build from that quarter acre, and you ain't own nobody. You see what I'm saying? So it's how we decide anyway. It's how we decide.
True.
But investment is the key. I do believe that. Especially now. Now is the time. Then when you look, the machine taking the job, them left, right, and center, that's another thing right there.
Yep.
Okay, Sweet Tom says, I spend a lot of time looking at Zillow, doing overtime the whole time. All right, okay. You put it, that's the thing. You put it into action. You was actually putting it into action. You look it, plus you put it in overtime. So you walk it towards your goal. So yeah, you have to. You have to. Okay, Fifi say that's the problem. Sometimes you can purchase a little outright, but some people want more with a vision on how they're going to manage it. Right. That's true too. That's true too.
True.
And when a property showed up, I went there, but they sold fast. Sweet up say where the property. That's what I'm saying. And it's just getting is getting there now because there's a lot of people conscious of what's going on. And a lot of people is actually buying the land then, scraping them up. Especially land with water. Oh my goodness. Land with water. You understand? Land with water running through them, you know what I mean? Or you're close to the water, or these are the land that's skyrocketing these days.
Yeah.
Hey Dennis Harris, how you doing?
All the rich people, millionaire, them building bunker, underground bunker. You see it?
What? It gotta be a reason, right?
Okay.
It's gotta be a reason. What is the reason? You know, this is thing we got to look at. This is thing we got to look at. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Ain't much we can do, but there's simple things we can do.
Exactly.
You know? Ain't much you can do, but there's simple things we can do.
And that's what I do. I follow these people, what they're doing, how they eat. And most, 90% of them, they say they eat plant-based, they work out, they have their own garden. These millionaires I'm talking about that I'm
right.
I'm like, okay, what they doing for longevity? Okay. We poor, but we still can modify it. They're doing cold shower, cold plunge every morning. So I'm like, okay, me I'll buy ice and throw in my bathtub and do cold plunge. So that's how I start doing, a lot of stuff. I'm like, okay, because they have the money to do the all the research and the afford the whatever to come in their home. So I'm like, okay.
Right.
People think I'm crazy, but
Yes. I you know what? As if Fifi put something in the chat there. She said, I'm not poor, I'm not claiming it. You know, I was thinking about this some years ago. I was thinking about this, and I was saying, why do people? I don't know, like in the island. I don't know if you guys went through this. Like they must say, "What a poor child now," or they might say, "Poor Andy."
Yep.
You remember that day?
Yeah.
You know what I used to say? I used to say, why you gotta be using this word? And I was young saying this thing. I just couldn't understand. Why you gotta use this word poor? You know, like poor Andy. Oh God, poor Andy. You understand? It's like, to me, it's like you put in a course as already. Because nobody is poor. Once you are alive.
Yes, you're rich.
You're rich once you are alive. So we just couldn't understand the saying at all.
But the Bible tell you about the poor and needy, They tell you.
Right. The poor and needy, yes. The poor and needy. Yes. I understand that, but that is in a different, to me.
Different context, yeah.
Yes, there's a whole different context right there. To me, you are life. Remember, you have life. You got good health. You have You understand? So you have the ability to do what you understand?
Yes.
To make things work for you. You're happy.
Yep.
You're healthy.
Yep. That's riches.
To me, that's riches right there. I'm telling you.
For real. Mm-hmm. So true. You're right.
There's a lot of word being used, I believe. There's a lot of word being used in them times that really screws with a lot of people mind, with our mind. You understand?
Yes.
Some of them we take them certain way, and it wasn't even it wasn't even meant that way. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Because of the teaching, man. Listen, it's a lot. That's a whole different topic right there. I'm telling you right now.
For real.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
Yes. Yep, it's a whole different. The price for land thought should have moved on that 20 years ago, but God, He will provide when the time comes. Okay. That's the thing. That you see, and this is what I'm saying. Right now, you see, like where Dennis Harris say, she should have moved on that 20 years ago. Because land there and you just feel like I'm not ready for it, and don't make it happen to you today.
Yeah.
You understand? Because 20 years from now you might be saying the same thing that Dennis saying right now. So don't make it happen to you. You have the opportunity. You try. Listen me. You don't have to start from 10 acres. You could start from a lot of land, one plot, a lot, and transform yourself to more. Sometimes certain thing is just a dream if you not put it to action. Because you dreaming about 20 acres, but there's 2 acres selling over there that you could buy, but you don't want to buy it because you want 20 acres one time.
Yeah. True.
You see what I'm saying? So we got to get these things and understand sometimes your dream at 20 acres mightn't come the same time.
Yep.
You see what I'm saying? But it could come if you start from 1, 2, 3, 4. It could start because you're building.
Mm-hmm. So true. I can't hear you. I don't know if you're talking, Plantas.
Oh, sorry. I'm here. Sorry for that.
No, I just couldn't hear you. I didn't know if you were talking. It's okay.
Oh, okay. Yes. So it's all about starting from one. There's people who could buy 100 acres one time. You see? There's people who could buy 100 acres, but there are also people who have to start from 1 or quarter. So this is where we got to get. Well, this is what I'm saying. You know, everybody got to make their own decision when come on that. Okay, so imagine watching your own family selling our family land. Yes, that could be that could be devastated, sweet Tom. My goodness. Man. Yeah, that could be devastated. And you ain't have none, but they're selling. Damn. Wow. Oh man, that would be tough. Gee, you. Ooh, damn. Yeah, man. Wow. Really, Dennis? Oh man. Oh, that's sad to hear. Land being sold while you are buying cool electronic. Ah, you said it right there. You said it right there. That's the thing, man. This topic is important, man. This topic is important.
Very.
It's hard. I mean, you know, this is my thing. What I believe there should be legacies. And if your parents, if you as a family, and your parents pass something on to you guys, for the children, I think that legacy should remain and build upon. You understand that it could pass on to the another generation continuously. It shouldn't end by you. It should be something that just keep going on. If you feel like you don't want to be a part of it, then okay. Everybody could come together and give you. You see what I'm saying? Because you don't want a part of it. So everybody should come together and say, okay, well, we're going to give you your percentage. But to be selling, I think this should remain. I think it should remain. And this is some culture don't sell nothing. They don't sell.
No. Keep it for next generation.
Yes. This is how the culture build. This is how the generation born needs something to step on, to continue it, instead of starting from zero.
And it's the way it should be too. Yeah.
Yep.
Every generation get a start.
That's true. Instead of they start from nothing.
Exactly.
You see, look, Psalms 146 is saying something here. Yes, I went through that. My grandma passed. The house in Alabama was supposed to be mine, but my uncle wife went down there and sold. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
And she a wife. Come up from nowhere, right?
Oh my goodness. Wow. These are some, oh man. Wow. Because she didn't create a will. Right. Okay. This is the next thing. This is a next thing as well. Because a will is important because it comes with different people, and different people gonna be some people want it this way, the other person want it that way. I think a will is important.
Yes, it is.
So people can't just do what they want to do. Man, and she is the wife, but she sell it.
Yeah.
Jeez, I will roll. Sell. I walk up. Yep. My goodness. Oh wow, that was the right thing for you, Psalms 146. Huge yard with garden bed already. Oh man, you ought to do what? You ought to do well over there. You. This is devastated, I'm telling you. Sweet Tom said there are apps that will let you see the name of properties, the stories that are told, just seeing how the land get divided, transfer, and sold. Tell you, okay. Wow, man. The wife sell. I'm not getting that.
Yeah, because she married to the husband.
Oh man, that's devastating. This is why, man. Listen to me. All these things is what make you learn. Stuff that we hearing today is what make we learn as well. Yes, I'm June Beast. Yes.
I'm gonna be in the chair, my battery dying.
It's gone? Okay. Well, Lassos, you're gone. All right. Thank you for coming up, Lassos. I appreciate it. All right. Listen, me, these are some real sad story. Really, really sad story. And this is why when you gotta put things in place, man, because after you gone, you don't know what could be done. And you know what too? We gotta start to give the next thing again. When you own stuff and you have kids, you gotta start giving them. Well, we love to wait till we pass to give them stuff. Why don't we just give them, and while you're alive, give them, and while they're alive, you watch them and see how they're doing, you understand? So you could help manage, give them ideas. Most of the time, we wait till we pass, and then after we go now, we can't tell them nothing, and all they know, oh, your mom leave a piece of land for you. That's all. You understand? What about give them before and try educate them along the way? At the same time, okay, all right, I'm giving you this piece of land, but guess what? You will have to pay the tax. You will have to clean up the land from time to time. You let them start owning responsibility. But then people wait till they pass, and then when they pass, oh, then you hear, oh, you leave a piece of land for you. You have no idea what to do, what not to do. So sometimes when people build legacy and want to pass it on to their children, I think they should pass it on when they're alive. And when they're alive, that they could start educating them about the legacy. Not just when you're gone, you can't tell them nothing. All they know, again, I own a piece of land, but they don't have a clue what to do with this piece of land. Some people believe you could own land without paying tax, and that's not. If you, yeah, you could do that, but you're gonna lose it. So educating them, I think, is well needed. What do you guys think about that? That's my opinion. Yeah. Yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. So sad, man. Yes. What do you guys think about that? Passing on while you are alive. Give them the jump start while you are alive. Instead of wait till you gone, they have no. You know, you got to. This is why a lot of legacy fail too. A lot of legacy fail because of lack of knowledge, lack of information, lack of communication. Only when we pass, then we say, all right, this is yours. Give them when they're alive. You take that. Remember, you got to pay the tax. Remember, you got to keep the yard clean. Put them in place while you're here. So while you're here, you will see everything. You will make sure it get done. So when you pass, they're already in action already. I think it's a good idea. Okay, I think it's a good idea. The bad Psalms 146 say, the bad thing was that she had dementia before she passed, so she wasn't able to advocate anymore, even though she was still alive. The legacy need to be passed on when okay, you see, all right, okay, you see, this right here now confirm what I'm now saying, what I was now saying. Because check what Psalm 146 saying, right? Maybe she had a situation. So even though she was alive, she couldn't do, she wasn't able to do what it takes to pass it down in the right form. So just because of that, it went somewhere else when it should have go to Psalms 146. You see, so in all these cases, this is why do it when you up and able. Because you just never know. My thing is giving them, even when they're young, at least you dare seeing, so you could guide them. Instead of when you're gone, oh yeah, your mother leave a piece of land for you, or your father leave a piece of land for you. You don't have a clue what to do with this land. You just believe, oh, the land is yours, and I don't need to do anything. When there's taxes you got to pay. If you don't pay the tax, you lose it. So people need, and believe it or not, a lot of legacy went down just like this, without lack of information, without the information. A lot of people, parents leave house and they never even know. Land, and they never even know them parents had land. I know that for a fact. You check what I'm saying. So, that's my opinion, guys. I know everybody not going to agree with what I'm saying, but I believe if you have a legacy and you want to pass on that legacy, you should pass it on when you up and well. Not when you're gone and you can't speak to nobody. And you can't see what nobody is doing. Give them the opportunity. So while you Here, they could start building. They could start using it and do what they need to do while you here. You understand? By the time you pass, they might don't take what you give them to another level. You see what I'm saying? So if to me, if you have it for them, just give them. That's to me. I'm not saying if they're reckless, you know, I'm not saying that. That's not what I'm saying. That's why you got to do it while you're here. You understand? Or you let them know this. I'm giving you this. But you got to show me you're responsible enough that I can just sign it to you. Maybe that's another way as well. It's yours. But you right now, you got to show me that you're ready to take care of this. Because there are some people who just not ready and they will sell by the time they get in their name. So you still got to be careful as well. But once you're here and able to see, I think it's a better idea. Hey, Duval City girl, what's up? How you doing? Okay, love the conversation. I've learned a lot working with the business and receiving land and having to go through problem research. I do. All right, oh man, this is something, man. So happy we having this topic because at least if anyone here listening, they could get an understanding of what's really taking place. Wow. Let me see. Unfortunately, people who understand changing themselves have to negotiate with people who don't want anything to change. Right? That's true. That's true. That's true. She was an excellent gardener to honor her at the oh wow. Everyone received a pack of very good seeds because she was very good all the way. Oh wow. Okay, all right. Listen, me guys. I know someone, right? I know someone who mother had a piece of land, right? I know someone mother had a piece of land. Yes, I know someone mother had a piece of land in a different state. And but the daughter never know about the land. Never know about the land. And is one of their aunt. One of their aunt had also tell, see, oh, you know your mother have a piece of land such and such place. When she do find out about the land already gone because nobody wasn't paying the tax. This is serious thing, man. This is serious thing. All right, Dennis Harris, thank you for coming too. Appreciate you, all right? This is serious thing, guys. Sometimes people, parents have land and they don't even know they have land. You understand what I'm saying? So sometimes it's best you ask question. Yeah, sometimes it's best you ask question. Because your parents could pass on land for you. So we got to be careful, guys. Sometimes you got to ask question. Ask mommy, you have any land anywhere? Ask daddy, did your father leave any land for you anywhere? Yes. This question is important to ask, guys. Investment. Investment is something that you should look into. Even though you mightn't be, if it's something you wasn't looking into, you should start looking into it because, like I keep saying, man, time is changing. And you might be procrastinating about a piece of land. And while you're procrastinating, someone looking to buy that same piece of land. So if you have, do some research. Do some research. Because land is selling like hot fire, like hot bread these days. If you could grab up a piece, like I said, it ain't got to be 10 acres. It can be a quarter. It can be a lot. It can be a lot. It's better than nothing. You start from something. The dream of 10 acres don't always come one time. Sometimes it's a building process. Don't believe that it's going to come one time. Sometimes it's a building process. Sweet Tom said, it took me 2 years to find out there was 200 acres of family land. As my other family members show up, folks started wanted to sell it. Nothing to us one day, and somebody car note the next day. Wow. 200 acres of family land. Man, that's enough. That's enough. Like, you know what you guys gotta, you see, that's the thing, man. You know what you guys gotta do with that? Coming together. Coming together. You guys gotta do so much coming together and continue the legacy. So much could have been done. But this is how it always is. This is how it is, man. This is how it is. It's always got to be the fighting. It's always got to be the sabotaging. It's always got to be, it could never be a come togetherness. Let's come together and let's see what we can do with this and build together. It's sad. It's really sad. It's sad, but it is what it is at the same time. That's why when you learn from your mistake, or you learn from other people's mistake, or you learn from what you see, this is why you try to do different. You know what I'm saying? This is why you try to do different, because you don't want your children to go through the same type of stuff that you see other people that you went through, or you see other people went through. This is why you got to put it on paper, man. It's sad. Because at the end of the day, all you're going to do getting is fighting back and forth. Some want to sell. Some don't want to sell. This is all you're going to be going back and forth. And that's, it's not going to end right. It never end right. It never end good. So it's like, just have to learn from these mistakes and China for pass it on to the next generation. Because when you gone, ain't nothing you could do again. Yeah. After you gone, ain't nothing you can do again. We oppress ourselves, then come to, yeah, that's it. That's it. We've been ending ourselves for a long time. Because you get stuff for build together, but you just can't walk together. And because you can't walk together, that's the problem. Togetherness. I have about a 1/4 acre. Duval City Gardener stated I have about a 1/4 acre. My son want me to move on 2 acres in the country. I can't do it. I'm too scared. I'm comfortable with what I have. Okay, I understand. I understand. I understand. Okay, sweet Tom. The good news, I started hunting and got to spend my many hours on the land. I get that people have no intention to ever lay foot on that land. All right. I start hunting and got, all right. All right. All right. At least you're able to hunt. Aha. Spend many hours, yes. Wow. Yeah, guys. This was a very interesting topic because a lot of people is struggling with these things today. A lot of people, and by we hearing, we're supposed to try our best to don't make it happen to the next generation. Because we actually see what happening. Because when you gone, ain't nothing you can do. And you know, this thing is really crazy because you see, this stuff like this, but listen to me, when you write in will, your will gotta be a certain way because man, listen to me, yours this is crazy. Because even though you try to build a legacy, you got to write that thing up a certain way because I'm telling you. No, because let's put it this way. Let me just analyze this for a minute. Let's put it this way. A parents leave land for her children them. Or two parents leave land for their children. And they're gone. Now, the children them married. Right? So they married. They have their partner now. Right? Okay. So how this gonna go though? No, they married. So what's gonna happen here now? If they married, they become one, according to the law. They become one. So now do the person they married to automatically become a shareholder? Eh? Do that person automatically become a shareholder? I'm just looking because why I'm saying this because of Psalm 146 stating that her uncle wife sell the property. So I'm trying to figure out, did she become a part of it that she were able to sell it? What you guys think? What you guys think about it? Oh, unless there's a wow, well, boy, that's how legacy does really destroy. That's how a lot of legacy does destroy. So you see why is important. This topic important. This topic is very, very important because you know you get information, you get stuff that you might not wasn't even thinking about. Because from the time after Psalms 146 tells say her uncle wife end up sell the property, that's when I'm thinking, wait, hold on. So she automatically become a part owner because of her husband. Oh wow. That's why she was able to sell it. And she's oh man, and she sell it. How's she gonna sell it? She was just a wife. But you see how thing goes? Wow. My dad won't talk to his own brother anymore because of this situation. It's been 6 years already. I told him no need to forgive so he can have peace in his own heart. All right, okay. He need to forgive, right? So he could get I agree. Because holding on to it ain't gonna help. I don't have to think about it. I'm watching it. My great uncle wife laid claim to the ooh damn. You know what? I'm so grateful to do this live today, and I'm so grateful that you guys join because what you guys is saying here, man, listen to me. It's heartful. It's heartful. It's heartful, but I'm also learn. I also learned something as well. So I really appreciate that you guys, everyone, for coming here today because I've learned as well. Because I never really I never even think that deep within this to think that, you pass it on to someone and because they're married, your legacy switch to a different direction. My goodness. I'm grateful that you are on all because sometimes it's too late for me to join when you are. Okay, maybe I need to do it more earlier. Maybe I need to come in earlier than that late because you're right. I start 8 o'clock and people getting ready for go to bed. Yeah, glad to have you guys. This man listen me because I'm learning here as well. And this topic really make people learn because, I mean, when when you look at it, it's 200 acres. What is the point? Why it couldn't be split? Why they couldn't say at least, you know what? I'm gonna give you a portion of this land, but you will have to pay for them to cut it up. At least give them some option. Instead of just swipe the whole thing from under, knowing that it wasn't all for you. Man. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share, people. Appreciate it, all right? Yeah, I don't see why it couldn't be shared in a form. At least you could have said, you know what? I'll give you a portion. But you will have to pay for the surveyor to come and cut it. At least. It's 200 acres you're talking about. That family member passed down. Oh my goodness. Wow. But don't change for me, brother. Don't want to walk back. No. I understand Psalm 146. You're right, but I do sometimes think about coming earlier than that late. Because sometimes too, the time I come on that day, there does be a lot of life around that time. Before me and after me, it does be a lot of life. So I definitely was thinking about changing my time as well. So, yes. Yeah, so what I'm saying is, these are lessons to be learned. So put it this way. No, you have 10 acres of land and you pass them down to your children. Then you say, all right, this is for my children. I'm passing it down to you guys. No, they come and marry. They married. No, it automatically, the spouse automatically become a part owner of that. And they now have the power to claim, well, I want to sell. Say, for instance, they pass away and the spouse is still here. No, they have the power to say, well, okay, I want to sell. Even though that was never the intention. The intention was to continue until it just keep going on. So you do what you could do, live how you can live on it, do whatever, but it goes on to the next generation. But because of that situation, they could claim and they could sell because they become a part of it. So, like Psalms 146 was saying, you have to have something right up to prevent that. Oh man, wow. The honest truth is it should never be like that. But because of situation I'm hearing about here today, that's gonna make people think in that form. You see what I'm saying? You can have land and not even be able to use it. Right. And that's, oh man, you can have land. It was passed on to you. But in that form, you can't use it because someone else. Wow. And you know what is sad? Both of you have Psalms 146 and Sweet Tom. Both of you story is the same. It's just Sweet Tom acres is bigger. Psalms 146 is her uncle wife sell the land. And Sweet Tom is their great uncle wife laid claim to the two. Oh my goodness. I don't know. That's not cool at all. But this is the thing people go through. And believe it or not, a lot of people going through stuff like this. A lot of people going through stuff like this. So stuff like this is only for make others learn or understand. Yeah. Stuff like this is only to make others learn and understand. When you're preparing a whale, you got to know how you're preparing it. Because somebody else, a whole different family could end up with your legacy that you try to create for you, your grandchildren, and them. It can swing to a different direction. Wow. And the problem is, we all got to go one day, and the lands remain. We all got to go one day, and the land remains. So it make no sense. It really don't make no sense. Yeah, guys, well, I was here for 3 hours and change, guys. Was very interested. I'm sure we can pick up this topic on another day. This was a very interesting topic, and I've learned, I appreciate Psalms 146. I appreciate Sweet Tom for sharing that kind of. I understand the heart. I understand how painful that can be. I truly understand how painful something like that can be. But you still here. And that's what we were saying. Life make you rich. You still here. You know what I mean? But I just hope that can, it can change. I hope that maybe one day they might come to the senses and just say, you know what? Let me make it right. Let me make it right. Than trying to hold on everything. I mean, come on. You guys gotta do wonders with that. Or everybody come together. You guys gotta do so much with that. But some people, man, greed is something, I could tell you that. Wow. But yes, guys. Yes, good conversation. Yes, I agree. Yes. Yes. This time went by. Yeah, it went by pretty fast. I can't believe I'm here 3 hours and change, man. For real. The solution is to educate everybody about what our true resources are. This what we are doing. Definitely. I agree with that. But yes, guys, thank you guys for coming out today. Really appreciate you guys. Thank you, Lashos, for coming up. We appreciate you coming. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. And don't forget, another Hub Garden. I know the update is coming up soon, guys. Don't forget, the update is coming up soon. All right? So don't forget to upload your videos. So thank you, Psalms 146. Thank you, Sweet Tom. Thank you, Fifi Urban Homestead. Thank you, Variety of Aspect. Thank you, Duval. Thank you, Lashos. Thank everybody who come up in here tonight. Today, we appreciate each and everyone. Don't forget, we go live tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And we will be doing pop-up from time to time. And on that day, yeah, Real Family. Thank you, Real Family. Appreciate you guys. Yes, we're going to do morning pop-up from time to time. And we also, on that day, the following day of the Plant a Hub Garden Challenge, I'm gonna do a live on that, on the challenge. I'm gonna do a live on that. So guys, don't forget, your date is 25th before 11 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Get your video upload. All right. Thank you guys for coming out. This was a wonderful topic. Wonderful lead to a wonderful conversation. I hope we can take on this on another morning. We could take this on because people need to learn and know about these things. Because when you're gone, you can't do nothing. So you got to do as much as you can while you're here. That when you're gone, things could go in a mannerly form. People can't do what they want to do because they can't, because the paperwork is there. All right. So thank you guys. I appreciate you guys. Peace, love, and blessing. You guys have a blessed and wonderful day. Thank you all. All right. Next due date. All right. Okay. 25th, 24th. All right, guys. Blessing to all.